of the promotional effects, but we can fix that because I showed you how in the paper. But promotion actually has a positive effect. So, why do firms consistently reduce prices when they promote? Because they know that they have to. Ideally, they know that they have to. But if you're looking at that top graph, when we only included dummy variables, we wouldn't get that information. This is a big insight, again, and it makes, like I said, it's making perfect sense. Over here, you're saying, hey, look, I jacked up the price. Check it out. And guess what? Nobody buys it. Why? Because I buy crackers pretty frequently. I know they're about $1 a box. If it's $1.50, that's a terrible deal. I'm not buying it. I also know at 75 cents, and you put a sign that says, hey, buy me, 75 cents. Oh, that's a good deal. I paid $1 last week, so yeah, it's going to increase the probability of buying. So this is consistent, not econometrically. Interactions, dummies, all that stuff, that doesn't mean anything. To me, this is consistent with human behavior. People know when things are a good deal, when things are a bad deal. I don't care what the sign says. I know that if I was at the Gap and I'm buying a sweater, and that sweater was 25 bucks yesterday, and today there's a giant, what's today called? Today's Cyber Monday. Today's Cyber Monday, and you put a big sale sign that says Cyber Monday sale, although if I'm in the store, I'm not cybering. But you get the point. So if it was Black Friday. So if it was Black Friday and you put a big sign that says Black Friday sale, and I see that sweater's 35 bucks, I'm like, that's not a good deal. I'm not going to buy it just because it says it's Black Friday sale. I know it was 25 bucks last week. I should have bought it then, or I'll wait till next week to buy it, after Black Friday ends. This is telling us that consumers are pretty smart. Like I said, when we buy wine, and if you're anything like me, you're probably buying similar wines on a regular basis, and you know when a wine that you like is a good price and it's a bad price. Irrespective of the sign, you know when it's a good price or a bad price. And that's probably true of most products that we buy on a regular basis. And crackers are one of those things that you probably buy on a regular basis. So, again, a big deal that comes from not giving up on our interactions. Just because we couldn't get the model to converge, we played with it a little bit, and now we get it to converge, but we get vastly different results. Those two graphs, again, I can't emphasize how big of a deal the difference between those two graphs is. Just, again, the ramifications of the effects of promotion. So this tells you, when you promote, you have to, if you want promotion to be effective, when you promote, you've got a lower price. And again, this makes sense because we saw that the average price of Nabisco was about $1. It was about $1. Let's go back to that regression. So, again, nice insight. I don't think we saw anything like this with ketchup or with wine either. So this is kind of a big deal. This was, when I see stuff like this, yeah, it just makes me happy. Mostly because it supports my paper. All right, let's see. This is this category. Yeah, so when testing the base category, we got to remember Nabisco was the base category, so if we're going to run any tests on Nabisco, we have to make it not the base category. Remember, by default, Stata uses the category with the most observations as the base. If we want to run any tests on the promotional activities, none of those variables are going to be none of those variables are in the regression because it's the base and they're all blank. You can see that up here. Oops. Yep. So there's no variables here to test. everything is relative to the base, to Nabisco. So if we're going to analyze Nabisco, we're going to test our promotional activities and our prices or whatever it is, then we need to change it so we have those variables in memory, because they're not even in memory. It's just the way multimodal logic runs. So we simply have to change the base so that we get so that we get coefficients for Nabisco. And notice Keebler is the base category, which is fine, because what we're going to test are the Nabisco promotional activities. And again, that's just for testing. When we're running graphs and doing all those other things, all the information's there. It's just that for testing, we have to change the base. And now we can run on any of those tests. All right, let's check out private label. Let's see. Okay, I need this. Again, we're probably going to run into a sample size issue with feature. 38, I think we had 35 last time, but we know it's a small number. No, we had 52 when we ran into trouble with Keebler. So 38 is even smaller. It wouldn't surprise us if we got wacky results for, was this private or sunshine? It is private. Percent. Yeah. All right, let's check out the prices. And let's just do regressions since that's what we like. All right, so average price of private is what? Yeah, that's cheap. So again, that's the whole point of private label is that it's cheap. About 69 cents. But even that, when it's on display, it's not really statistically different. It's positive, but it's statistically different. But when it's on feature, it's a full 16 cents less, which is dirt cheap, and that's statistically significant. And when it's on feature and display, it's 18 cents less, and that's statistically significant. So we can see these, again, results here in our margins command, where 68 cents and then roughly 69 cents. And again, this non-promoted price will round up to 69 cents, and this rounds up to almost 70 cents. But these two prices aren't statistically different. On promotion, though, we're talking about 50 cents for a box of crackers. Has anyone bought a box of crackers recently? They're not 50 cents anymore, are they? There's homework there. Buy some crackers.
And some cheese.
And some cheese, yeah. And a bottle of wine. And then call me. Have a party. With crackers
And Trinity.
I love crackers. Yeah, so we can see, again, that display one is right there in the middle of the non-promoted one, but feature and display are clearly lower, and they're relatively tightly distributed. So I'm anxious to see what happens when we run our multinomial logit. Because I want to compare those two graphs. All right, so this one I got the interactions. Again, only for private. I'm working on something. This is, okay, there we go. You got the second win.
It's like buying a Bitcoin, am I right? Eh? Eh? Oh, I wish I would have done that. Yeah, no shit.
Where's my graph combined?
Something like that.
All right, so my graph combined didn't work, but this is my own promoted for
10 cents.
private label. I'm gonna go back in just 1 second. Well, let's look at this, the beauty of this. Again, this looks a lot like the Nabisco one where when private label is above its average price, and again, look at where that crosses, the promoted lines cross the non-promoted lines. And that's at about that average price, non-promoted price of about 68 cents, maybe a little bit less. But close to that, close to that. And when it's on sale, when it's below its average, promotion is effective. When it's above its average price, promotion is not just ineffective, it has a negative effect. Again, you're drawing attention to the fact that I'm not on sale. And look at the effects of display. Display, we just have pure wackiness. Display, it looks like as we raise the price, the effects of display are going to get even bigger and bigger and bigger. That's awesome. But what's the problem? What's the problem? Why are we getting these wacky results?
38 samples.
Sample size. We had a tiny sample size and we're getting wacky results, and this makes, again, perfect sense. You would never want to present this.
Yeah, charge $100.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to sell, the probability of buying is going to be 99.9999.
Display was, so but feature was the one that was.
Yeah.
Was it featured?
Display was 208 sample size. Feature was 38.
Let me see, let's do
Plus,
let's do the non-interactive graph. Let's see what that is. I could have labeled it on the check.
So expensive.
This is not
Flooding
the
so hot right now.
feature display. I wonder if there's. No, there's our end logit. Our margins is 3. Prices between, this is private. Yeah, it's downward sloping. Everything looks fine. I don't know why it changes. Yeah. So again, we're getting strange results, but not upward sloping strange. So this is just with the dummies. And again, it would at least appear that feature and display is going to have a positive effect, while feature by itself and display by itself would have no effect, and perhaps a negative effect. But if this is how we'd run the model, we'd at least come to the conclusion that, okay, we should only run feature and display promotions. But we know that's even wrong because we're going to get this nonlinear effect. The interaction is going to create this difference in the curvature between promoted and non-promoted sales. So again, big difference between the results we get with just the dummies versus the results we get with the dummies and interactions. And the reason why at least the reason why I keep running both of them is to see does it make a difference. Sometimes it doesn't. So it's not always going to make a huge difference. Here in this specific case, in these specific cases, it is making a pretty huge difference. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm almost certain. So we got wackiness with wackiness was display, but feature was the one that has the small sample. So either I mislabeled these, which clearly could happen. Let's see, 1 display, 2 feature, 3 feature and display. No, that's right. Because 1 is no promotion, and then 2 is display. Yeah. Let's see. I could have labeled it in my graph, but I'm almost certain that's right. All right. Let's see. What's that?
There's 2 display on
Does what display?
your graph.
Yeah.
For the second graph that you did was, I think 2 is set to feature.
Yeah, let's see. Was it private?
Yeah.
Promotion, so here's this.
Yeah,
Interactions.
right there.
Margins plot 1 is promotion, 2 is feature. So I labeled it wrong. Yeah. Well, let me see. Because it depends on the over. Yeah. So, if you look at the over, where I have the interactions, display, feature, feature and display, and I've got feature before display instead of vice versa. So that's what's causing that. I can fix that. But all right. It happens to the best of us. Now, why this with the dummies and interactions runs faster is weird. There we go. Which is one of the reasons why I like to run that graph with, without putting the legends, so that state of legends in there and we double check those. So usually I do that. Apparently on this one I didn't. All right. Let's see. I think everything else from here we could, yeah, we've done already. So the stuff I want to do is not something I want to do in the next hour. So.
Okay.
Well, it's really cool. Let's just put it that way. And it's going to take a little bit more than an hour to do it. But you know, there's a reason why Led Zeppelin ends the show on Stairway to Heaven, not starts the show on Stairway to Heaven. And then I
Acid takes a while to kick in.
yeah. It takes a while to kick in.
Right.
I need to come up with a new band. 'Cause
Yeah, I think
Have
so.
you seen the members of Led Zeppelin lately? They look like
There's only like
zombies.
two left, aren't
Yeah,
there?
yeah, but even they look like they're 105 years old. It's like,
It's what happens when you wear it out in your twenties.
yeah.
Fast and hot.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
All right, well, I've kept this
Allegedly.
late a couple times, so I guess I owe you,
Allegedly.
I owe you an evening.
Okay.
Yeah, no Tableau. Let's see, no, no margins combining. Yeah, we'll make this last one kind of pretty traditional. I think the big insight here when we're doing this promotional stuff is the interaction. It makes a difference. We always question those things, so